Children, now let us start the chapter Force and Pressure. What is force? To know this, here let us recall some of our everyday experiences. What do you do to make a football move? What do you do to make a moving ball move faster? How does goalkeeper stop a ball? A hockey player changes the direction of the moving ball with a flick of the stick. How do fielders stop a ball hit by a batsman? In all these situations, the ball is made to move faster, or it made to move slower, or its direction is changed. So how it is changed, how it is made to move faster, how it is made to move slower. You know that here there are some words like picking, opening, shutting, kicking, hitting, lifting, flicking, pushing, pulling, etc. All these are actions which describes certain task. And we often say that force has been applied on a ball when it is kicked, when it is pushed, when it is thrown, when it is flicked. So what is force? What can it do to bodies on which it is applied? Action like picking, opening, shutting, kicking, hitting, lifting, flicking, pushing, pulling, all these actions usually result in same kind of change in the state of motion of an object. Here there are some examples of familiar situations involving motion of objects. So let us try to identify the action involved in each case as a push or pull or both. And here let us see one by one. Moving book placed on a table. Moving book placed on a table. Here to move the book you can push it or pull it, and also you can lift it. So here push or pull, and also both you can take here. It is you can push it and you can pull it, both you can do for it. Next thing, opening or shutting a door. Know that to open and shut the door you can push or pull it. Drawing a bucket of water from a well. Here you have to pull the rope. So you can pull the rope, that is nothing but lifting of water. That is also lifting of water. Next, a football player taking a penalty kick. And here you know that it is a kick means that is also pushing. That is also pushing and kicking, pushing. And next, a cricket ball hit by a batsman. That is hitting, that is also you can say that is pushing. That is also pushing. And moving a loaded cart. Here the loaded cart can be moved by pulling or pushing. It can be moved by pulling or pushing. Opening a drawer. Here to open the drawer you must pull it. Here opening a drawer is, that is the pulling. So in this way you can give more number of examples. In all these situations, action can be grouped as pull or push or both. Can we infer from this that to move an object it has to be pushed or pulled? It has to be pushed or pulled. Here to move the object it must be pulled or it must be pushed. So a push or pull on an object is called a force. So what is force? Force is a push or a pull on a object. Observe all the situations here. In this case, man is standing behind a stationary car. Will the car move due to his presence even though he is present there? you know that car will not move. Suppose the man now begins to push the car, and you know that if he begins to push the car means he applies the force on it, and the car may begin to move in the direction of the applied force. Here he pushes the car and the car moves forward. Car moves in the direction of the applied force. Next, see the girls. Here the girls are playing, and in the first case you may observe who is pushing whom, and also here who is pulling whom. Both the girls appear to push each other while the pair of girls in this figure, and also they are trying to pull each other. See the situation in the figure 7.3c, and the cow and man appear to pull each other. Here you can see that cow is pulling the man, man is also pulling the cow. And these two situations, the girls in the two situations shown here are applying force on each other. And in the case of man and the cow also, they are applying force on each other. From these examples, we can conclude that at least two objects must interact for a force to come into play. There must be at least two objects. At least two objects must interact for a force to come into play. The interaction of one object with another object result in a force between two objects. The interaction of one object with another object results in a force between the two objects. Now, the forces may be in the same direction and they may be in the different directions. So, let us observe the figure here. See the two persons. They are trying to push the objects, and both of them are applying the force on the same direction. And in the second case, here the two persons are there. They are applying the force on the same object but in the opposite direction. So what happens here? Here consider the person 1 is applying a force F1, person 2 is applying a force F2, and both these force adds up. The total force or the resultant force becomes F1 plus F2 if they are on the same object in the same direction. Here also the forces are applied on the same object but they are in the opposite direction. Consider here F1 is the force applied by him and F2 is the force applied by him, and you know that the object will move towards the direction of the greater force. If F1 and F2 are equals means, here if F1 is equals to F2, the resultant force will be 0. Here if the forces are applied in the opposite direction, the net force acting on it is the difference between the two forces. Net force is difference between the two forces, and here F1 and F2 are equal means F1 is equals to F2, the net force becomes 0 and there is no any change in the state of the object. It is again still. It will not move. There is no any change in the place of the object. But here F1 is greater than F2. The resultant is equals to F1 minus F2 and the body moves in the direction of the F1 force. Here you know that F1 exert a force in the direction. The body also moves in this direction if F1 is greater than F2. If F2 is greater than F1, the resultant is equals to F2 minus F1 and the object moves in the direction of the F2 force. You know the game of tug of war. In this game, two teams pull at a rope in opposite direction. Members of both the teams try to pull the rope in their direction. Sometimes the rope simply does not move. The team that pulls harder means the team which applies larger force finally wins the game. And here you know that the force of the team depends upon the force of each individuals in the team. So that is, the team which exert more force will get the rope towards them. Again here the resultant force will be the difference of force, because the force exert in two opposite direction. This group exert a force towards them, means they are pulling, means the force is towards in this direction, and the force is by this group is in this direction because they are pulling towards them. So here two forces which are in the opposite directions are applying on this object. Now the object is still, if F1, the total force applied by this group, let us consider that is F1, this is F2, and the body, the object will remain stationary. If F1 is equals to F2, then you know that F1 minus F2 is equals to 0 it becomes. So the net force becomes 0. There is no any change in the position of the object. It remains at that place only. But if F1 is greater than F2, F1 is greater than F2, and the body moves towards the direction of the F1. The resultant is here F1 minus F2, and the object moves towards the direction of the greater force F1. If F2 is greater than F1, and the object moves towards the direction of the F2, and the net force is F2 minus F1. So here forces are applied on the object in the same direction. The sum of all the forces becomes the resultant of the forces. The object may move or may not move, that is depending upon their strength. Strength means the magnitude of the force. But here, if the forces are applied on the opposite direction, the resultant is equals to the difference of their forces, and if they are exerting equal forces, the net force becomes 0. F2 minus F1 or F1 minus F2 becomes 0, and there is no any change in the position of the object. If F1 exert more force in this direction, the body or the object moves towards the force applied here. The body moves in the direction of the application of the force. If F1 is greater, means the force F1 is in this direction and the object also moves in this direction. If the F2 is greater, means then the body moves in the direction of the F2 force, and that is depending upon the greater force and lesser force. So the body moves in the direction of the greater force, and it is stationary when both the exerted force are equal. Therefore, it is clear that effect of force depends on its magnitude and direction. Magnitude means that is the strength of the force, and direction is in which direction the force is applied. And net force, more than one force may be acting on an object. However, the effect on the object is due to the net force acting on it. Just now I told that here the net force means sum of all the forces acting on it, but here if the forces are acting on the object in the same direction, the forces adds up, and if the forces acting on the object are in the different direction, then the net force becomes the difference of the forces. Just now I told that here F1 and F2 are the two forces. if they are on the same direction, then that is F1 plus F2. The resultant force is F1 and F2. If they are in the opposite direction, then it is F1 minus F2 or F2 minus F1. And here you know that if F1 is greater, here if you consider this is F1, this is F2, then you know that this is in this direction of this and here it is in the opposite direction. If the F1 is greater means the body moves in this direction only, and F2 is greater means the body moves in this direction. So here, depending upon the strength of the force, magnitude of the force, the resultant will take place if they are in the opposite direction. That is F1 minus F2 or F2 minus F1. If both the forces are of equal magnitude, then here you know that F2 minus F1 is equals to 0, and the resultant force, the net force acting on it is 0. So there is no any change in the position of the object. So net force is the resultant of all the forces acting on the object.